Tonight we venture not far from our own homes to a park in Liverpool that is home to a former glorious mansion. Norris Green Park is home to glorious gardens and not the usual place that one would expect to find a haunting. As you venture deeper into the park, it's clear that something once glorious remained here. But does it still have ghostly tales to tell? This is Norris Green Mansion, and all that remains are the ruins of the mansion that were built in 1830 to replace the original mansion that was built in the 17th century by the Norris family. In its day, the mansion would have been home to many affluent people and would have played a vital part in the community. But sadly, it's also believed that it would have been connected to the slave trade that was existing in Liverpool at that time. Strange light anomalies, partial apparitions, and ghostly voices have all been reported around the mansion and the ruins. It's also believed that the remains of previous residents of the mansion are buried in the very gardens that we're about to investigate.
Okay, so I'm standing here, and this area looks like what would have been maybe a garden area inside the enclosure of the mansion, because I have got behind me the wall. I don't know if you can see it in the background, it's just there, the wall. So this would have been, we would have been inside the mansion right now. When we look round it, when I look round it, I've come with a fresh mind. It feels peaceful, but the big thing I'm picking up when we walk around this place is I feel lonely. So who knows what will come out and play with us tonight when we come back in the dark. Obviously our senses will be heightened. So yeah, join us tonight and we'll come back.
What will we encounter tonight? And will we come face to face with any of the reported activity around Norris Green Mansion?
Wow, we are here.
We're here.
It's gonna be a good one, I think.
It is.
So, just over there, it's going twilight now, and so I presume it's going to get a bit darker as we continue. But just in the background here, you can see is the ruins and the remains of the mansion, and that goes all the way over there. And we are now in the grounds of the garden, where you felt drawn, didn't you?
I felt drawn earlier on. We came here to do a little recce, to see what we could use for tonight's show, and I did feel drawn to over here, this area. So if you were to walk around here and then take a right just in there, and you know what made me drawn to this area was it felt like there was a little girl with ringlets in her hair and a little sort of an old-fashioned dress, and it felt like she was around at that time. I didn't want to say too much today, but tonight I can spill it all. And I'm hoping I'm going to get in touch with somebody there tonight, like over there, like that tonight.
And here we've got the portal out, we've got the singing bowl, Beck's got the kids in a pocket bunny using that, and we've also got the eye device, and we've also got the REM pod over here, so we'll switch to that on. So that's now on and armed. If anything comes near that, it'll alarm. And we also have got the portal. I'll set the portal up now, yeah?
Okay. While Sean sets the portal up, I'm going to film him, and I'm just going to catch the background just in case we catch anything on the camera that we don't see and you guys see. So make sure you look around as well as
Sean. Straight away.
Who?
Who's there, yeah? Who?
We are Bex and Sean, and we're paranormal investigators.
Bex, is that your name? Can you tell us who you are? Are you connected to the mansion? Did you hear that? What was that?
That was a whisper. I can.
Hi. Don't know. Are you connected to the... This is amazing.
Are you directing that at me when you call me Miss? Yes.
Can you say something again? Can you say... Hi. Can you say Bex's name? Did you live here? I don't know, I can't make it out yet. But it's definitely somebody communicating with us. I don't know what it is or who it is.
It might.
Did you live here? Yes. That was clear. Really? Okay, cool. That was amazing, wasn't it? That was well weird. So did you building with? Did you build this place?
Online.
It's a modern ghost.
It's, it could be a modern ghost.
That just said modern ghost back to me.
Yeah.
That's well freaky. Did you work here? Tell you what, it's very spooky, isn't it, today? Come out.
I know. I'm just looking at you because something was over there.
Something was over there, and you've got a camera there. Are you over there? Are you over there? Years ago, we maybe was there years ago.
Did you visit this place? Is this where you found love, maybe?
What did you say? This is probably some of the most talkative this has been on an investigation.
I agree.
It's crazy.
Someone's over there.
Are you hiding from us? You know where? This
Have
is.
I found you?
This is some of the most clearest, babe. Yeah.
Have I found you? Come on.
Can you give us a name? Can you give us a name? Towns. I got that.
Towns. Was your name something Towns? Blank.
Like someone. Towns. Thank you. Are you connected to the Norris Green Mansion?
It definitely doesn't feel like we're alone right now. It feels like we're surrounded.
I have to agree.
Feels like
100%.
we're surrounded.
This is pretty.
Can you give us your first name?
Daryl or something.
Yeah.
That's a very modern name.
That's very throaty as well, that whisper. Somebody behind us.
Can you say that again?
Until
A lot of these words are not making sense to us. Can you tell us something?
And
remember.
Remember what? I think we have a lot of spirits coming through.
I do. First investigation, isn't it?
Yes. This has never been investigated before. I think we've got a lot of spirits coming through. And Blue Room. And when you can hear the music, I think that's when we're tapping into this era. You're right?
Oh my God. Said you're right.
Thank you.
Should we head
Thank
over
you for
there
the
and do something
confirmation, Mr. Towns.
Wow. Let's go over there. I don't know.
Let's go over.
Okay, let's go over there and see if we can get something more.
Okay, I agree.
Bound to visit you. We'll come and visit you, okay?
Mr. Towns, we're on our way.
Let's do it.
After we had encountered this activity coming through the portal, and what appears to be a spirit known as Mr. Towns, we ventured deeper into the mansion ruins and attempt to make contact with even more spirits haunting the location.
Okay, I think I'm going to put the REM right in the middle here of the arches. Okay, because these arches is where people would have came through.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think as well the REM being put there will be quite good, because as you look at the path up, you'll see in a minute, this is all cobbled. Where am I? This is all cobbled right up to about there. So I think where that ends is where the mansion would have begun. I think this would have been the outside of the mansion.
Yeah.
You know, where like the horses and carts would have drawn up and all that sort of stuff. So the REM pod being there would be fantastic for catching any sort of evidence. I'm also going to put, I'm going to get the K2 out and I'm going to put that on the lock. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh God, is it going to stay? Yeah, I'm going to put that there, just in case any sort of spirit reaches for the handle or sort of. I know it's a new gate, but still, if anybody has that thing reaching out, they're going to touch
They're going to touch it.
K2, that muscle
the
memory.
Residual energy.
The residual energy, the muscle memory. They're going to reach that. Also, I am going to do the singing bowl here.
Do you want to do that before we do the portal, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Oop.
There we go.
I'm going to rest my camera down.
While you do the portal.
Yes.
Not the portal, the singing bowl.
The singing bowl.
We will get there. Okay, that's fine. As long as it's sitting there, it's fine. Cool. Ready?
Yeah. Right. If there is any spirit here with us tonight, please make yourself known. I'm going to be doing this, the singing bowl. This is a singing bowl, and when I vibrate it, it will change the atmosphere. It will change the vibrational atmosphere, and it will make you all able to come through, to soak through, and speak to us more clearly. A little bit easier for you guys. I do feel like while we're doing this, we are surrounded.
There is voices of people because we're in an open space, but they're behind. Okay, and they're literally just walking away. But we can do the singing bowl and bring up the energy.
I can say when I'm doing this, I've got one warm leg and one cold leg. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because we're out in the open. If there is anybody that wants to contact us, please make yourself known. Appear in front of us, make a noise with your voice, or touch us.
Let's see if the K2's got any action. No. Okay. Ready?
I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to pick my camera up.
Just going to make sure the REM's on. There we go. Yeah, REM's on. The wires are wide.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So that was the singing bowl.
Yeah.
That was the singing bowl I've done. That should have changed the vibrational energy around us. This would have been so busy, this area, of people coming in and out of the mansion.
100%.
So let's see what evidence we pick up from now on. Should we put the portal on?
Yeah, this is going to be good. Let's put it on. Let's put it next to the REM.
Yeah.
Okay, and then if anything does come through, we're going to hear it clear.
I'm just going to go behind.
We've had so
Come on.
we had some good responses so far on the REM.
We have, yeah.
So not on the REM, on the portal. You know if you're passing.
Yeah.
You know if you're passing, it said. That's weird and very posh as well. We are passing. We're here to communicate with you and find out if you're still here, if you know you're here. If you don't know you're here, maybe you're residual energy. Or if you are of spirit nature and are an intelligent spirit, can you make contact and communicate with us? Are you able to do that?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Somebody said shush. Somebody said shush. Now this is interesting because it's the first time it's been investigated. So are we bringing that spirit out?
I am not sure, but I'll tell you what.
Because they're saying shush. Roswell?
Can you tell us the name again, Mr. Towns?
Mr. Towns.
What is it? So were you in the news, maybe? We're just going off random words here. Oracle. That was oracle. Isn't that weird? What the hell
Who's
would
an oracle?
mean?
Oracle means knowing everything.
Everything. Are you an oracle?
An oracle in your life when you lived on here.
Who's laughing then?
Sounded like you said ghost.
Ghosts and laughing.
And then laugh.
Can you see us? Are you able to see us? I'm sure.
Okay, Mr. Towns, I'm going to throw this out there. Were you a medium? Come on. Seems right.
Seems right. Yeah. Oh my God.
So in those days, if you were anything like that, you were deemed as like a witch.
Witch.
So is that why he's saying shh, 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 shh?
Were you judged as to being a witch? Sorcery.
Oh, sorcery.
Sorcery.
Wow, we're getting to the...
This is weird.
And he will not tell us his first name, so that is quite...
That is weird. So
Mr. Towns, can you tell us your first name?
please let me out. You're locked inside. Maybe the traps in spirit form. Maybe they were trapped because of the powers, and they believed that they were a witch and it was sorcery. Maybe
Did you think somebody was behind you then? I thought somebody was
behind.
Yeah, go on.
Maybe it was the spirit.
Maybe.
And I think that maybe they were vindicated.
Yes.
Trapped and imprisoned. Maybe not here, necessarily. Is that true? Go. Were you trapped and imprisoned? Trapped.
Okay, somebody was behind me then. Somebody was behind me.
I've got the camera on you.
Somebody, do you know when you feel somebody really close to you? That sort of sense. That's what I felt like.
You felt
when
that?
you were saying that then. That's what I felt like. Somebody... Did you hear that?
Yeah. Good laughter.
Yes.
Yeah. And have you noticed The responses have stopped.
He's here.
This is
Mr.
awesome.
Towns, do you stand before us right now?
Raped. I heard raped. He raped. I don't know if you got that on camera. Michelle. Stroke. So maybe she died by stroke.
Die of a stroke.
Not sure, but yes.
Women.
This is epic.
Oh my God.
No way. State. Slay. Positive. Destroyed or disrupted evidence.
I discussed.
I discussed.
You discussed it with Down. Is this Mr. Towns that you're talking about?
I'm Mrs. Towns.
Oh my God.
Wow, so we've got Mr. and Mrs. Towns.
Can you, Mrs. Towns, what's your name? Your first name?
Michelle.
Michelle Towns.
Oh my God, that was so clear and so quick. Thank you.
What's your husband's name? What was that?
Can you say that again?
I don't feel good.
Can you say it again one more time? No. Do you know what we should do? We should go into the lone visuals. Yeah, and investigate and see what happens. We've got Mr. and Mrs. Towns. Do we want us to be on our own? Oh, no, Emily. Would you like us to be on our own? Would you like us to be on our own? Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's go on our own, see what we pick up. At least we know now we've got Mr. and Mrs. Towns. Well, Michelle as well.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens. Wait, okay, so one of us can investigate, like here, maybe the other one at the back of over in the garden area.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good with that.
Cool, let's do it.